you might want to sit down for this one. Or, better yet, grab a drink. But for the love of God, don't make it a lemonade. When the local fruit stand starts pricing citrus like it's semiconductor technology, you know something is broken in the matrix. We used to drink lemon tea to quench our thirst. Now we are just paying a sour tax to capitalism. There's a joke floating around the Chinese internet right now. Lemons are the new Bitcoin. If you're walking down the street with a large lemon water in your hand, you aren't just hydrated, you are flexing wealth. You are basically the great Gatsby of vitamin C. You think I'm exaggerating? This isn't a meme. This is a brutal reality check. Let's transport ourselves to Anye in Sichuan province. This place is the lemon Wall Street of China, supplying 70% of the country's tart yellow gold. Picture old Zhang, a veteran fruit farmer. He's squatting in his orchard, chain smoking, looking at his trees. Last year, a truckload of his lemons could maybe buy him a budget delivery van. This year, half a truckload could essentially put a down payment on a Tesla. Meanwhile, in Shanghai, a bubble tea shop owner named Little Wang is looking at his supplier invoice and having a mental breakdown. The wholesale price of a single lemon jumped from 7 RMB to 30. The lemon slice floating in the cup now costs more than the tea, the sugar, and the cup combined. So how did we get to this absurdist timeline? It started last year, around the Qingming festival. Anye faced a 100-year weather event. First, a cold snap froze the blossoming trees into literal ice sculptures. Then came 2 months of torrential rain, drowning the roots until the trees looked like wet rats. Farmers watched helplessly as the baby fruit dropped off the branches like dumplings falling into a boiling pot. Yields dropped by 50%. But nature was just the opening act. The real villain? The market. Welcome to the Lemon Battle Royale of 2025. The hottest drink trend isn't coffee or milk tea, it's violently beaten lemon tea. Yes, that's the name. You literally punch the lemons to release the scent. One popular chain sells 800 cups a day per store. That's 400 pounds of lemons just vanished. Bingshan, the massive budget tea giant, consumes the equivalent of 3 football fields of lemon harvest every single year. The supply chain went berserk. Wholesalers started locking their cold storage like Fort Knox. Purchasing managers are calling suppliers at 3 a.m. begging for fruit. The response? It's not about the money, it's about how much extra money you have. Prices at the wholesale market fluctuate so wildly between 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. that tea shop owners have developed lemon PTSD. Buying fruit now feels like day trading crypto. They're staring at the price charts instead of their customers. And because capitalism never sleeps, when yellow lemons became too expensive, people turned to green lemons, or limes. Usually the cheap underdog, green lemons suddenly became the king of value. But here's the human comedy. When owners sold yellow lemons, customers called them greedy profiteers. Now they sell green lemons, making even more profit, and customers praise them for being innovative. Consumer psychology is a hallucination. But the big players? They are laughing all the way to the bank. Giants like Bingshan bought their own orchards years ago. They treat their supply chain like a Russian nesting doll. Layers of protection, digital monitoring, total control. The small mom and pop shops, they're fighting over the last crate at the wet market like gladiators. I have a friend who runs a small tea shop. He told me with tears in his eyes, I lose 50 cents on every lemon water I sell. But he can't raise the price. If he does, customers just walk across the street to the big chain store selling it for cheaper. It's a race to the bottom, and the bottom is covered in lemon rinds. We are seeing classic economic panic here. Hoarding behavior, substitution effects. People in Shanghai are using kumquats, pomelos, even vinegar to fake the lemon taste. They're calling it the 2025 placebo effect. Even one e-commerce platform made lemon freedom a status level for their VIP members. It's dystopian hilarity. The madness will end eventually. The new harvest hits in late July. Prices should dive like a roller coaster, unless, of course, the weather gods decide to drop a sequel, Lemon Crisis 2.0. The funniest part? Venture capitalists are looking at this inflation and pivoting. Why invest in tech when you can invest in orchards? They say at least with a lemon orchard, you can see with your own eyes if your assets are turning yellow or green. Though if your business goes sour while your wife runs off with the neighbor, that's a different kind of green hat tragedy, isn't it? To sum up this tragic comedy, allow me to drop a verse for the times. The frost came down and killed the flower. The price shot up within the hour. The tea shops weep and beat the fruit, while hoarders grab the golden loot. The green skin rises, fake and tart, a dagger in the consumer's heart. The rich sit back and count their stack, while we just want our sourness back. That is all for this episode. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.